Hello YouTubers. Hey, today I'm going to have you follow me through the process of filling an order for a client. Now she's a young lady and she requested that the stick be kind of lightweight, so we don't want too big a stick. And all she wants carved on top of it is a little gnome. She don't want a paracord wrap, but she would like a wrist strap. So it's a fairly easy order. But we have to go out to her sticks now, and we'll see how it works out. Okay, here we are outside my shop here, and I got a collection of sticks. Picked up quite a few more this deer season. I was out in the woods already anyway, so I thought, well, I'll bring you back a few more sticks. So I have a variety of sizes here. Now she's wanting a small, lightweight stick, so you wouldn't want something like this. I'll have to carve them down to make them light. But you have a stick, like this. Then you have this. This has quite a taper to it, and it's shorter too. So why cut one off? This is the tapered end of this one. They're both hickory. Both very strong, but this one here, maybe we'll save it for a taller person or someone that that just wanted a little longer stick. Here's another that's pretty heavy. So you pick through. So that is pretty light, but it's a little bigger diameter. So I'm thinking that this might be the perfect one, and yeah, I believe it is. This one here is, that's pretty heavy yet. It needs to dry out more, but one like this is already dried, seems like, and hickory, so it'll be pretty strong. Let's take this one out to the tent, get this bark off of it. We'll take it inside. Okay, here we are all clamped up in the jaw horse. Got this angle grinder with some rough sandpaper on it. I'm gonna be careful just to get the bark off. And if I leave a little bit of the underbark on, that's okay. I'll clean the rest of it up inside. So now I've got a nice little stick cleaned up there, and I'll see you on the inside of the shop. Okay, here we are on the carving bench again, and tell you what, I didn't try to get the burrs off of that out here. After I get done with the little gnome on top, I'm going to hit that a little bit, get these snags off of it with the Dremel, and then we'll go out and do finish sanding. A little gnome on top here is what we want. So you divide these, the hat and your body, in about 2 equal distances. Top of the hat, here to here, is 3/4 to an inch. And I go by that because the stick is 1 inch wide, so I want 1 inch here. Stick was 3/4, I'd want 3/4 here, and so forth. Kind of get an idea of where his feet's gonna be. So let's get right here and make us a center mark. I always have a center mark ready, and it's dark enough to where we can see that that's the center that I want. Which around that is going to be 2 little feet right here. So I'm going to draw little circles right there at that center mark. And that can vary just a little bit. and those are going to disappear. I know that, but right there, it reminded me that we're going to have some feet there. So what I want to do first is cut just straight around this, and on the bottom side, dig it in a little deep here, and then I'm going to go up here and go straight in for the brim of his hat, and not go as deep, but then we're going to taper that up toward the top. So that should do it. So matter of fact, you know, as you get to looking, if the hat's not going to stick up further, just take some more of that off and go down. But we'll play that by ear. So let's do that first. I'm gonna go all the way around this and get my hood on, get everything turned on. Let's see what it looks like. Stop and look, and have you look at it here. You can begin to see a little shape coming up, and all I did was just kind of had an idea. I remember marked this in 3 pieces here, and his hat, when I started on the line I had, his hat looked a little short, so I just brought it up a little bit, and you can see now he's looking out. This will be the front. His hat tapers toward to the back, goes all the way around and back up to the front. Now eventually we'll get that brim right down pretty small, but now I'm going to get it more pointed, and I'll get back under the hat a little bit, and then we'll start rounding this out, and we'll put a nose right in there. Have a round nose, big belly, and he'll have a couple toes sticking out from under there somewhere. So all we do is kind of shape the hat like I got it there, tapered down the back a little on each side. And you see the front, you can have it kind of leaning over to the side or however you want it. Hat's about done except for the brim work. We're going to take a sharp bit now and dig up under the hat line all the way around and all around his feet. Get that shaped up and see what we got. he'll look more like a gnome. And you see got some little feet sticking out there, and the rest of him got a little hair in the back. Wouldn't need that for a gnome, but I like to put that on there and go over it with a little sanding now, and we'll get a little nose on there. We'll do a little wood burning on to highlight the mustache, but other than that, he's done. Okay, I'm going to take this little Quetzal burr here. You see, it's about like very, I don't know what grade it would be if you compared it to sandpaper, but it's a medium burr, got from Quetzal, cone shaped. So I'm going to do the sanding that's necessary on this, and then I'm going to make a nose out of this block of wood right here. So you stay tuned and watch for that. Stop right here, show you what I'm doing. Now I've got this little guy smoothed out here, got his hat about where I want it, and what I'm going to do now, I'm making this nose out of this big block. You say, well, that big block just so I can hold on to it. But you see what you do, you start making you a little, you whittle you out, grind out a little nose right on there, and then you'll cut it loose. Now I think that'll break off right there. Yeah, and now what I'll do, I'll just hold it like this, get everything fired up again, and I will hold it with these pliers, and then I'll just knock that little bit off right there. Now what we're going to do is get the wood burner out, do a little wood burning on it. Without these highlights, you can't tell, you can't see anything, so you're going to have to highlight these. You could paint it if you wanted to, but you're going to have it highlighted somewhere or other for it to show up on this wood carving. And I just do the burning on it. They get right on up underneath his hat. Don't leave it on there too long. You don't want any big burnt spots. All you're doing is highlighting, remember? But you want to kind of resemble hair, not big hot spots. And if you hold your tool flat, then it kind of gets the hairline a little better. And I want to just make him a hat band, and I will start here, and I just lay that down and let it go all the way around here, just kind of following the brim of the hat first, and you burn that in kind of dark. Ain't too bad. Kind of leave him the way he is. Put it back in its cradle. I put a little drop of glue on top of this log here, and I'm just taking a pencil have a little indentation here where the nose sits, and I get just a little drop of that CA glue, and then I'm going to set this down right in there on top of that. And now all we got to do is basically go back and we'll finish sanding this, and then we'll drill a hole for a lanyard and or a wrist strap, and we'll have it. Now I've got some 120 grit on this pad here, and I'm going to give that a try and see how that does as far as what it looks like. Notice here with this 120 grit is going to be just about enough, or it is going to be enough. And what you do is just continually keep moving and keep turning, and that will get those ridges and get it to looking pretty good, and that's really smooth right now. So we're ready to put a finish on that and hang it up to dry. First, we'll drill a hole in it for the wrist strap. And that's about it. I'm going to use a 5/32 inch paracord. So I want to drill a 3/16 hole. And I asked my client to measure herself with her elbow bent about 90 degrees out from the body, straight out like so, and to measure to right there where her fist, like make a fist and measure the top of her fist. And they come to 43 inches. So that's where I got marked here. That's where you want to drill your hole. That's where your paracord ought to be. So let's put that right there. And I'm just going to take the drill gun, eyeball it right down the middle of the stick, just like that. Very good. Run through the other side. Okay. There we have it. Okay, I'm using the Waterlux original gloss finish on this, and I always pour me some out in the shot glass, and I put this on with a foam brush. And but we're gonna, this leaves a fairly gloss finish, which is what the young lady asked for. So, and you want to make sure all your carving's done and everything. The last thing you do is put your finish on it. I usually don't do custom work, but this is a special little person, and so I just wanted to do it like she wanted it. And actually I got 2 more specials to do before Christmas, so I got to get busy. This is hickory. Ought to be pretty strong, although it's small. But walking sticks are not designed really to carry a lot of weight. They're designed to stabilize, keep you kind of steady on uneven ground. They're not really like a cane, and they're not to be used for body support. So I tell everyone that they're not guaranteed to hold up any certain amount of weight without breaking, nothing like that. Of course they can be broken, like any other stick. So don't depend on them to hold your weight up like you would, say, if it was a cane. That probably won't happen. Now what I want to do, we're ready to go into the drying room. I'm going to take it in there and hang it up, and we'll be back tomorrow, see what it looked like. Well, here we are, the next morning already, and the stick's all dried up. And I'll show you what we do to it. Right here, you notice it has it just feels pretty good. But to really make it smooth, you take 400 grit salt sandpaper, but you just go over the whole stick. Just give it a once over, and it starts to, it'll get a glossy, slick finish on it that really feels good to the touch, and that's all you got to do to it. It is now done as far as the finish goes. Now all we do is put a paracord wrap on it. We get the propane torch out again and give it a little persuasion here. Now that's hot, so you'll burn your finger if you ain't careful doing this. But what I do, I get rid of that frayed end like this, heat it a little bit, and just kind of pull real quickly. Now you have a solid end that you can stick right through a hole without any trouble. Get through the other side. Whoop-ah, there we go. Now let's go up here and we'll see what size we want on it. I'll tell you what you could do to keep that knot from slipping around and really looking good there. I would tie one right here. Bring it right down. Tie that knot. Well, camera's off of it. But you see I tied a knot here about the middle. And then you pull that up to that hole. And then you tie this other one right down next to it this way. And that will keep that knot from sliding down the next knot that you're going to tie. Now it don't slide back and forth this way. Come up here and tie you a nice little loop knot right there. Just tie itself together. Looks pretty good that way. Now, I want to cut one about an inch up. The other one a little taller. You take a torch, seal the end so the end don't fray. There you have it. Now, let's take a closer look and see what we got. We have, let's see if you can see that little guy. There's a little gnome on the end of it. All this little girl wants this time is just a lightweight stick, and it don't weigh but 8 to 10 ounces, I'm just guessing. Maybe not that much, it's pretty light. It's about 1 inch on one end and 3/4 or less on the other. Nice taper, fairly straight. Her favorite color is purple. That's what she wanted on her lanyard here for the wrist strap. And that's about it. Hope she likes it and hope you like it. If you liked it, give me a thumbs up. If you like my videos, if you haven't already, appreciate if you subscribe. Sure help my channel. And if you want to keep on seeing these videos, I need the subscriptions. Other than that, right now, all I can think of to say is, I'll see you in the next video.